Hello, and welcome back to part 2 for every storage type explained video.
At number 7, we have optical discs, also known as CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs. Before cloud storage, before USB sticks, and before SSDs became popular, optical discs were everywhere. Music albums came on CDs, movies came on DVDs, and games often arrived on multiple discs. Unlike hard drives and tapes, optical discs use a laser to read and write information. Tiny marks are burned onto the surface of the disk. When a laser shines on those marks, the computer interprets them as data. A CD typically stores about 700 megabytes. A DVD stores around 4.7 gigabytes, and a Blu-ray can hold anywhere from 25 to 100 gigabytes. Compared to modern storage, that's not much. A single smartphone photo today can be larger than some files people used to store on CDs.
For a write operation, imagine burning a family video onto a Blu-ray disc. The drive uses a laser to permanently write the data onto the disk's surface. Think of optical discs as digital paper. Once you've written something, changing it isn't always easy. They're slower than hard drives and SSDs, but they're still useful for archiving movies and important files. Now we reach one of the most important storage technologies ever created, the hard disk drive. For decades, HDDs were the king of computer storage. Inside an HDD are spinning metal disks called platters. These platters rotate thousands of times every minute, while a tiny reading head moves above them. It looks a bit like a record player, except instead of music, it's storing your files. Modern hard drives usually range from 1 terabyte to over 24 terabytes. Their speeds typically range from 100 to 250 megabytes per second. When you save a file, the HDD writes magnetic patterns onto the spinning platters. For example, if you download a 100 gigabyte game, the hard drive physically stores that information on its disks. The downside is that moving parts take time. Imagine a librarian running through a giant library looking for one specific book. That's basically what an HDD does every time you open a file. Hard drives are slow compared to SSDs, but they're still the cheapest way to get massive amounts of storage. Now we're entering modern storage territory with the SATA SSD. Unlike hard drives, SATA SSDs have no moving parts. There are no spinning disks, no motors, and no reading heads. Instead, data is stored inside NAND flash memory chips. Because there are no mechanical parts, SSDs can access data almost instantly. Most SATA SSDs range from 250 gigabytes to 8 terabytes. Their maximum speed is around 550 megabytes per second due to the limitations of the SATA interface. For a write operation, imagine saving a large Word document. Instead of physically moving a head over a spinning disk, the SSD simply writes electrical charges into memory cells. This makes SSDs much faster, quieter, and more reliable than HDDs. Think of a SATA SSD as replacing a bicycle courier with a sports car. Deliveries happen much faster and with less effort. For many years, SATA SSDs completely transformed the user experience. Computers booted faster, games loaded quicker, and applications became much more responsive. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos similar to this.